Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the live stream. Let me do a tech check and also do our regular, intro video. And I will be right back in about, 20 seconds. I'm hoping that worked. Let me double check. But before I double check, hello, introductions are in order. Welcome to another episode of Tarot by Hilary Live. I am your hostess with the mostest, Hilary of tarotbyhilary.com, professional tarot reader and EFT tapping practitioner, here to demystify the mystical and put you in touch with the most beautiful of gifts, your own intuition. Because yes, my friends, do not argue with me. You have intuition. So, on tonight's episode of the live stream, there is no set topic, but I did realize that I hadn't pulled a card of the day from the Weiser Tarot, and I didn't do that yesterday either. So, that's basically going to be the live stream topic. We're going to do, of course, a little bit of astrology from Teresa Reed's wonderful Astro Biz Digest first. At the top of the episode. Then I'm going to pull the card of the day from the Weiser Tarot, which is right here, which is our deck of the month for March for card of the day pulls. And then if we have audience participation tonight, we will do the mid-episode reading, in which one lucky viewer will win a free 3-card reading with me live on the broadcast. And then we'll finish off with the weekend forecast, which is I pull a tarot or an oracle card ahead of the weekend, so you can enter the weekend prepared and not scared. And this week we're going to use the Work Your Light Oracle deck for the weekend forecast. So yeah, that's the agenda for tonight's show. But if you are watching live or if you're watching the replay, let me know either way by commenting in the chat or sharing a comment. If you're watching the replay, let me know where you're tuning in from. I would love to hear it. So let me do my tech check before we go any further. Make sure we're broadcasting correctly. Let's see. Looks good. Hopefully on the tube of you. Hopefully. I'm just seeing, I'm seeing a loading. I'm seeing buffering. Yeah. Working there. And let me just double check the settings on the Book of Face. Also looks like it's working on the Book of Face as well. Very good. Okay. Yep. All the settings look good and we're ready to go. So let us start off with the astrology from Teresa Reed's wonderful Astro Biz Digest. Let me go ahead and pop that onto the screen so you can see it. And I am going to make myself small so you can see that big screen. So I usually give the astrology for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from the AstroBiz Digest, which is Teresa Reed's, aka the Tarot Ladies subscription. AstroBiz Digest, $99 for astrology in layman's terms, sent straight to your email inbox. It is geared towards entrepreneurs and business owners, but I found it to be very, very helpful in planning my personal life as well. Highly, highly, highly recommend. But I usually like to give you guys a taste of it, just so that I'm not giving away the farm. If you like what you're hearing, when I'm citing from the AstroViz Digest, I also want you to know where to get it for yourself. So basically promoting Teresa's work, which I highly endorse. So let us take a look at the astrology for Friday and Saturday and Sunday of this week. And I'm going to check that on my phone so that I'm not having 50 tabs open at once in front of me. And make the screen a little bit bigger. Beautiful. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, well, I see the monthly summary. There it is. Perfect. Weekly forecast from March 4th through the 10th of 2024. So first of all, let's talk about the two big transits that are happening this week. So get fired up when Mercury zooms into Aries on the 9th. So that would be tomorrow. This transit favors passion projects, dynamic conversations, and bold negotiation. Your words can motivate the public, provided you deliver them with confidence. So it's all about confidence. Look for ways to stand out, speak up, and be original. However, watch that your tongue doesn't get too hot. Well, that makes sense. Speaking as a sun sign Aries here, you could get burned if you put something out there that courts controversy. This transit, Mercury in Aries, hangs around until May 15th. So you do have a little while to take advantage of Mercury in Aries. Now, the second transit this week is the new moon in Pisces on the 10th. So on Sunday is a lovely lunation for new creative projects, fresh ideas, and business intuition. Trust your magic, your gut, and your muse. They're all making noise. If you want to launch anything, go for it. Capture the public's imagination and watch your sales soar. This is also an excellent lunation for setting intentions for intuition, creativity, and compassion. And you can learn how to do that with Jan Spiller's book, New Moon Astrology. So those are the big true transits that are happening, and they are happening this weekend. Any questions so far? All right. I'm going to go ahead and hide that. All right. So the details for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday's Mercury-Neptune conjunction at 10:06 a.m. casts a dreamy creative spell over the weekend. Make art, craft new marketing materials, and batch content. It's also a fantastic aspect for socializing. Attend networking events if you can. You'll never know who you'll meet. Take a Kit Kat break when the moon conjoins with Venus and stations void at 1:56 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. A little me time will fire you right back up. At 8:03 p.m., the moon cruises into Pisces, and at this time, it's best to slow down, create, feel, or just be. Friday is a power day for Aquarius and a weekday for Leo. So that's today, Friday, March 8th. Saturday morning is best for self-care. The moon is still in Pisces, so why not make the most of the day off to rest? You might find that advice wise when Mars squares Uranus at 5:55 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturday, a gnarly aspect that opens up the door for arguments, business misfires, and pushy clients. It's holding firm for 3 days, so put your shields up. Despite that vibe, the sun will sextile Uranus at 6:01 p.m., which helps with group leadership. If you're in front of an audience, you can connect. Also, Mercury will be in passionate Aries at 11:03 p.m. And we already went over that because that's one of the main transits that's happening this week. Sunday's new moon at 5 a.m. is lovely, especially for new creative work. So step away from your desk when the moon is conjunct Neptune and void at 3:45 p.m. You might not feel like working anyway. It is Sunday after all. However, the evening is spectacular for business, starting with the Mercury-Pluto sextile at 6:21 p.m. This dynamite aspect is for leadership, intuitive hits, and powerful words. Whether writing or grabbing the mic, you can make an impact. This is followed by the moon entering Aries at 8:19 p.m., another astrological powerhouse that adds fire to the evening. It's ideal for new projects, leadership, and blazing trails. These two aspects will hold court for 2 days, enough time to get your brilliant self out there. A Moon-Mercury conjunction at 11:15 p.m. seals the evening deal with exciting conversations. A late-night meeting on Sunday with a power player could go well. Both days, Saturday and Sunday, are power days for Aquarius and weekdays for Leo. And that, I think, is true for Friday as well. So all 3 days, power days for Aquarius and weekdays for Leo. All right. So at this time, I'd love to open the floor to any questions about the astrology. And if you had questions about like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, and wanted to know an astrological why, please let me know in the chat and I'll take a quick peek at the Astro Biz Digest before we move on to today's card of the day from the Weiser Tarot. And Katie is here. Hello to Katie. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's good to see you. And just a reminder to everyone, we do this every Friday night at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, sometimes 6:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but every Friday night we are here doing the live stream. And if you'd like to book a reading with me, you can do so at tarotbyhilary.com. I do tarot readings and tapping sessions, and also tarot tutoring too. Katie says, this Leo should go back to bed for the weekend. Seems like it, Katie. So when Teresa says power days and weekdays, we don't mean week as in during the week. We mean week as in, you know, the opposite of strong. So if you have strong Leo placements this weekend, you might want to hide under a rock. Or just be aware of it. Like sometimes you can't avoid, right? You can't avoid going out and living your life and doing everything. And I say this especially during Mercury retrogrades, where it's just like, avoid signing contracts if you can during a Mercury retrograde, but sometimes you can't avoid it. It's 3 weeks, like 3 to 4 weeks for at the time of a Mercury retrograde, and Mercury retrogrades happen 3 to 4 times a year. So it's just like, sometimes you just can't avoid doing things that you need to do, nor can you walk around and say, oh, the astrology says that I shouldn't do that. It's like, people are going to look at you like crazy. Even if you do plan your life with astrology, you still have to, you know, take some things with a grain of salt. You can't always avoid doing things just because the astrology says not to. But you can learn to work with that energy instead of against the energy.
Yeah, it was a little too much. It said only like half a pepper or whatever. I did about, it looked like about 3/4 or whatnot. All right, we're good.
But for those of you who have strong Aquarius placements, this weekend might be fabulous for you. You know, you never know. So Katie says, triple check contracts if you have to sign in Mercury retrograde. Yes, absolutely. It's just an emphasis to be more careful around those things, those topics that the planet that's in retrograde is in retrograde. Like the topics that planet is in charge of. If that planet is in retrograde, you just need to triple check that kind of stuff. So like for Mercury, it's travel, communication, and technology. For Venus, it's beauty and relationships. So typically you don't want to like go for a new look during the Venus retrograde. You also probably don't want to get married during a Venus retrograde if you can't help it. By the way, I did get married during a Venus retrograde only because if we had changed the date of our wedding, we wouldn't have had the officiant that we wanted to have. So we went into it knowing that we were getting married during Venus retrograde, and every Venus retrograde we're usually arguing about the same things that we were having arguments about when we got married. It's just true. It's not a foregone conclusion, and it's not a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's just true. So like when Venus is in retrograde and someone's like going to go get a haircut, I'm just like, don't like, no, don't do it. Like, wait, you think bangs are a good idea and you're going during a Venus retrograde? Like, don't do it. Please don't do it. It's worked out well for only exactly one person I know. All right. Anyone have any questions about this week before we move on to today's card of the day from the Weiser Tarot? Because I just didn't get around to pulling it today. Feels like my headphone's going to pop out. Okay. There we go. All right, Katie says none for me. Okay, Katie. Actually, I kind of want to know what was going on Monday, just for my own edification. Okay, that explains a lot. So I was dealing with some stuff on Monday, and it says there was a Sagittarius moon on Monday, making it ideal for travel or publishing. However, it's best to lay low once the moon squares Neptune and stations void at 10:41 a.m. Void moons are your cosmic timeout, so rest up or finish projects already in motion. That makes sense. So it wasn't like necessarily bad. It was just like there needed to be a timeout. All right. Let's pull card of the day from the Weiser Tarot. I hope you guys are enjoying the Weiser Tarot so far. I like it. Actually, while I'm at it, let me quickly do an overlay or find my overlay that has my social media information. It's not that different from my website. It's tarotbyhilary.com on most of my social media.
Fifth grade or sixth grade, something like that. Went to one of his wrestling parties where his mom had like, what was it? It was like pin the chain on one of the wrestlers. Like he had all this stuff. It was like you know where the cake shop is in Pelham, like the hardware. Okay, Pelham Pizza hardware cake shop. There's a cake next to there's a door next to the cake shop. That's kind of like a party room, all downstairs. It's just it's like an event space kind of.
Ooh. I know which one I can do. Hold on, I can do this one. There's so many cute overlays, by the way.
Like the way you were talking, I was like, it sounds like he's by himself, but I mean, you could always
That's really cute too.
I'm not feeling it.
Sorry, I'm totally absorbed here in the many different options, but I can do this one. I could do a combination actually. We do this one and this one.
Elliot, I have 2 leftovers in my.
By the way, I got Montauk's hard seltzers and there are a bunch of white clothes. Oh,
Salted Oreos.
I'm definitely trying that.
One of them's not loading though. Is that an older design? I'm not sure.
Let me take a picture of that one.
And this.
I know both work.
So we're definitely trying that.
That's cute.
Yo, I'm gonna send it to
Do
my boy,
that.
and he's gonna be
That's
like,
also
where
cute.
the fuck you get that? I'm like, actually, I don't know.
Take that away. You guys will see this in a second.
Yeah, I had a couple of search sites that left in my fridge. Hey!
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't stop for
That.
So I think I'm not a Liverpool fan.
we're all Liverpool fans on Sunday.
Alright, what are they playing?
In the city.
I don't care anymore. My team sucks.
It's not quite what I wanted to do. It's not quite what I was looking for. But I think it's going to be close enough.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, there we go.
Me and BBX and pick up some crackers. We went to Disney World last week. Fair enough. So I was like, yo, bro, you need to pick up crackers.
That'll work. All right, this. Download. And transparent background. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to see me. Yeah, so I'm over at my friend's house and they're all discussing while dinner is being made. So yes, you're correct. Someone's very excited about wrestling in the background. And, I watch wrestling too. I mostly watch All Elite Wrestling, AEW. And there was just a pay-per-view last Sunday. And I usually pay for the pay-per-views so that I can watch them again at a later time. And I'm also one of the members of AEW Heels, which is the female wrestling fans for AEW. So yeah, but we've talked about this before that I am a wrestling fan. It's true. So, and while we're waiting for the background, someone's very excited about wrestling in the background. Did that load? Yes, it did. Perfect. Let's see. Let's see how this comes out.
I was fucking like, all right, I'm done with this. We might have little cuts in it.
Can everyone see that? Oh, actually, that is not too bad for an on-the-fly overlay. Let's see. Unfortunately, though, that blocks out if I have a crawler happening. Let me just go ahead and hide all of that. Anyway, thank you for being patient. Let's pull a card from the Wiser Tarot, which is the deck of the month. 4 card of the day pulls. Little guidebook here. It does shuffle very well. I can't remember who was saying this. So last week we did the live unboxing of the Weiser Tarot, knowing that it was going to be the deck of the month for card of the day. And I can't remember who was saying it in the chat. I believe it was Dina who was saying that it shuffles really, really well. And I agree. So far, it shuffles like a dream. So I'm enjoying it so far. And now, of course, I've been looking around at different social media accounts for different professional tarot readers. And a lot of people are using this deck right now. So I saw the other day, I was seeing Madam Adam doing the readings. And he was using this deck, the Weiser Tarot. So I'm just like, I feel like I'm in good company. But it just seems like for a deck that came out in, I think, 2022, if I'm remembering correctly. The sticker book, I think, just came out, the tiny stickers that you can use for like tarot journaling and recording your tarot readings. I think the sticker book came out more recently, but I feel like this came out in 2022. So I don't know. It must be popular because of the sticker book. It must be popular. I don't know. It's trendy. I'm hip. I'm with it. Oh, what do we need to know for today? Now that the day's almost over, what do we need to know for today? Or what did we need to know for today? Yep. Wow. Okay. Knock me over with a feather, why don't you? The Empress card reversed. So that this actually was the card that I picked out during our Tarot Tuesday, which I know a bunch of you have been liking. So I think I'm going to do that on a more regular basis on Tuesdays, is have that choose your own adventure where you can choose between 3 cards, 1, 2, or 3, sight unseen, and then come back for your card reveal. Usually at 11 a.m. is when I like to do it. However, of course, this past Tuesday, Instagram and Facebook went down at exactly the time that I was going to post the reveal. So some of you didn't get the reveal until much, much later. For those of you who follow me more on the Tube of You, you would have gotten your reveal that much sooner because I pre-scheduled it and YouTube didn't go down. So sorry about that. But again, force is outside of my control. But I believe that card number 1 of the Tarot Tuesday was the Empress card, and the Empress card coming up reversed. So for those of you like me, if you picked card number 1 on Tuesday, this card is stalking you, it's following you, and the messages are still applicable today. So I'm going to grab the guidebook and tell you from the guidebook what the Empress means, and then I'm going to give you my own interpretation. I am going to flip back to Tuesday's interpretation because I feel like it's a stalker card. It's still applicable. That energy is still applicable. Everyone got that? Good? Okay. So the Empress, fruitfulness, fertility, gestation, luxury, the feminine divine, motherhood, wealth, action, initiative, length of days, the unknown, clandestine, and sloth. Now, those are keywords from the companion book for the Weiser Tarot. Remember that this card is reversed, the Empress card reversed. I think its associated astrological sign is Venus, or planet is Venus. And I'm not sure of the Kabbalistic correspondences because I'm just not a Kabbalistic reader. I just don't know that that take on it. Even though it was really funny, I was working with someone doing an exercise at the Masters of the Tarot weekend many years ago now at this point, and I was just like, oh no, I don't know the Tree of Life. I don't know how to read Kabbalistically. I don't have any knowledge of that. And we had pulled, I think, the 5 of Swords, and so I was reading the card, and he was just sitting there. I think it was Richard Tarot. I think he was just sitting there laughing at me, or just had this smile on his face, and I'm just like, "Why? What's so funny?" And he was just like, for someone that says that they're not familiar with Kabbalistic tarot reading, like that's kind of a Kabbalistic reading that you just gave. I'm just like, "Oh, is it?" Like, I didn't know. So let me go back and look at our Tarot Tuesday.
Yeah.
No, we went around the world with the tarot cards that one time. And yeah. No, those are good. I can pull out here, I'm almost done right after my bed with a cup of coffee.
By the way, I can't hear any of this because noise canceling headphones are a wonder, but apologies if it's a little bit loud in the background.
Yeah, no, I mean, they're probably doing it here too, like.
Yep.
taking our finger over here.
Card number 1.
Like one time I made like
So if you chose card number 1 on Tuesday, 3 days ago, this card might still be following you. Now, I already read for you the keywords. And I said about it, well, it's my aim to strive for objectiveness when giving readings. Sometimes the readings I provide over social media tend toward the personal rather than the professional. And the Empress Reversed is the card that I picked for myself on Tarot Tuesday. And it's bang on. This card is the feminine leader of the major arcana, but also can be considered the mother card. Today, I invite you, if you chose this card, to consider your relationship with your own mother or with the mother figures in your life. Good relationship, bad relationship, a relationship that may be needing to be healed, a relationship that may need to be healed by mothering yourself. So this to me is a sign to nurture yourself, to really up your self-care. And if you're feeling that there was lack in nurturing, to nurture yourself, give yourself that nurturing, especially if you're feeling that lack. If you can't get it from somebody else, like maybe this is your sign or your signal to take care of yourself, and be gentle with yourself too. And so much more so today, if you picked this card on Tuesday. So there you go. Any thoughts, any comments? Did you pick this card on Tarot Tuesday? Let me know. But that is your card of the day for today, the Empress card reversed from the Weiser Tarot. Now, do we want to do mid-episode reading? Are people feeling up to it? Because I can do it. I have the Weiser Tarot here, and I can shuffle it up and I can pull 3 cards. We did do the Weiser Tarot for the deck for the unboxing of the Weiser Tarot, as kind of like an exercise to show, like, okay, here it is. here are the cards in the Weiser Tarot, like live and in person, and you know, in the context of a reading. So we did that last week. But yeah, do we want to do the mid-episode reading, or would you like to just go into the weekend forecast? Let me know. So Katie says, shall do. Any excuse to nurture myself. I didn't pick the card on Tuesday, but I recall what I picked was accurate. Yeah, I can't remember, Katie, if you picked the 2 or the 3. So the other 2 cards that were that came up for Tarot Tuesday was the 10 of Wands and the Judgment card. I feel like you picked number 2, if I'm remembering correctly, the 10 of Wands. Difficulties and contradictions. The phrase let go or be dragged comes to mind. If that sounds familiar to you, then that was probably your card. Otherwise, it was the Judgment card, but I'm pretty sure you picked number 2. Mm-hmm. See, I remember. I do participate. I look at all of the comments. Like, that's part of the reason why I really like Tarot Tuesday. I really like the audience participation, choose your own adventure. And like, what I feel like I talked about that this week too, about choose your own adventure. And if, like, did I write about it? Did I journal about it? Or did I post it online? I can't remember at this point. I can't remember it. Let me see.
Like that domino still, the one you keep saying is disgusting. Yeah, that shit is not that bad of a deal. For $25, get 2 medium pizzas, garlic bread, and fucking dessert. And a soda.
It might have been one of the cards from the Darkwood Tarot. Yes, that's what it was. It wasn't this Tarot Tuesday. It was last Tarot Tuesday, the final Tarot Tuesday, with the Darkwood Tarot. It was the Three of Wands. Maybe you made a choice and the choice is wrong, or he brought you to a place you don't want to be. This isn't the final chapter of your story, not by a long shot. This card reminds me, so it's the Three of Wands reversed. This card reminds me of how I would read Choose Your Own Adventure books with a thumb in the page with the choice, so I could backpedal from the page where it said the end. That's the feeling I get from this card. Life's not like that, and some things you can't backpedal from, but some things you can. And that's kind of like what, like, not just that card, but also like the concept of tarot Tuesday, like, and getting to choose 1, 2, or 3. Like, I don't know. It just reminds me of Choose Your Own Adventure, or how I used to read Choose Your Own Adventure when I was a child. So. So I'm going to make the decision. I don't think we're going to do the mid-episode reading tonight, but we will do the weekend forecast. And I'm going to take that away. So, yeah, me too. Katie says, I'm always surprised at how accurate the choice is. It's almost like I like that it's kind of like a mini, like, tiny tasting amuse-bouche of a tarot reading with me, almost. You know, where it's just like none of it is like, it's always surprising to me. Like, a tarot reading is always surprising to me. And it's also like as random as tarot seldom is. You know, like, it's just like there's room for probability, right? Like, oh, okay, that could be a coincidence, or that could be a coincidence. But like, sometimes, sometimes there's like too many coincidences in a row for it to be really coincidence. Like, is it really coincidence? Like, or is this just your tarot reading? Yeah. Energy connecting too. All right. Let's do the weekend forecast. And like I said, we're doing it this week from the Work Your Light Oracle deck, which I love. I also want to remind you guys, I don't know if you're familiar with our resident moderator, Sophia Benevolent Corvus, but she is doing a playing card experience challenge. Not quite sure what she's calling it. But if you want to learn how to read playing cards, you should really follow her account on social media. I believe it's benevolent_Corvus. And she's doing like each day you're doing something different with playing cards. I believe the first day is the first week is color. The second week is something else. The second week is something else. But each week you're focused on a different aspect of playing cards. And then in the final week, you put it all together. So the first week I know is colors. So I think the first day you define what red means for you. The next day you define what black means for you. And then the next day you put it all together and you do a reading using only color, whether black or red, or what you defined as what black and red means. And then you like do numbers the next week or something else the next week. But it's been very interesting. I have been so busy this week that I haven't been able to participate, but I did make sure that I grabbed my playing card deck. I got this from the Star Wars convention. I think the first Star Wars convention I ever went to with my now husband, back in 2010, I think. So I got this from, I think, Cardamundi. which is the ladies of Star Wars playing cards. So I've got a playing card deck. But if you're interested in learning how to read with playing cards, you may want to check out Benevolent Corvus and follow her work. Yeah, and she's benevolent_Corvus on the gram of Insta. And I'm just going to go ahead and put her website into the chat so you guys can find her work. But it's been super interesting to see some of the combinations and the cards that she's been pulling. So there you go, right there. If you're looking into wanting to learn how to read with playing cards. All right. Let's do the weekend forecast. So weekend forecast is from the Work Your Light Oracle deck by Rebecca Campbell with artwork by Danielle Noel. And yeah, Katie's saying, I'm meaning to catch up on that. I want to learn how to read playing cards out of curiosity. Yeah, and I mean, like Sophia is a really excellent teacher. I think she's very good at distilling esoteric concepts down to bite-sized pieces, so it's more easy to digest and easy to remember, because sometimes like you're bombarded with information sometimes in different like courses, and so because of the bombardment, it's just like I'm not retaining anything. Like that's not true when she's teaching, so I really appreciate that about her. So go ahead and check that out. All right. So what do we need to know for this weekend is the question we are asking the Work Your Light deck. All right. I think that's it. I feel like we receive this card so much. I don't remember the last time we've received it because it's been a while since we've worked with the Work Your Light Oracle deck, because it was like shoved away in a box somewhere in my apartment. But I feel like when we were working with it on the regular, we were receiving this card almost every other week. So not entirely surprised that this is coming up for us, especially this weekend. So the card that we're getting is Align Your Life. What is no longer in alignment with who you truly are? What in your life is no longer in alignment with who you truly are? We are cyclic beings in a constant state of change, of evolution, of growth. Change is one of the only certainties of life. When you resist your cyclic nature, you resist life and then feel stuck. Many of us have learned to be who the world wants us to be. But there comes a time when it is harder to hold onto this facade than it is to embrace who we truly are, to surrender to how we have changed and align life to that way of being. If you pull this card, you're being called to let go of who you once were or the things that you once defined yourself by, the job, the relationship, and the mask you wore, and to embrace who you truly are now. To courageously step into the person that you came here to be in full authenticity. To embrace your weirdness and your uniqueness. Perhaps you have outgrown some relationships or circumstances, and it is time to reassess and bring all the parts of your life into alignment so that they are congruent with who you truly are today. So the inquiry that goes along with this card is, what in your life is no longer in alignment with who you truly are? Ouch.
I want to use the other stuff first.
Owie.
before I use this.
Ow. That kind of hurts a little bit. Okay. Yeah. In many, many forms, decluttering time. Could be physically decluttering, but definitely emotionally, mentally, spiritually decluttering. Like, very, very ouch. So I know I said the Wiser Tarot, we've got the Empress card coming up reversed. This to me, I feel like it's a combination of the two that are that's the weekend forecast or the card of the day, or either or, whatever. It's just like, it's a message, it needs to come through, it's coming through. If it's for you, if you feel it's resonant for you, then this twofer of a reading that is ouchy ouchy is probably for you. Yeah. Across all things, declutter. Yeah. So on that note, I'm going to put this one off to the side, and I'm probably going to pull the reversed Empress off to the side too, or maybe just this one. This one is a really good distillation of everything that I've been feeling lately. So I'm going to post that probably. But thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. We do this every Friday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or 6:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's become, a staple of my week. And if I don't do a live stream, I kind of feel a little like weird. Like, oh, what day is it? What's going on? Like, it's not a Friday without the live stream. So Katie says, thank you and have a good weekend. You too, Katie. So remember, align your life this weekend. I know that's a big task, but I believe in you. I know you can do it. I know it's possible for you. And I will continue to pull cards from the Wiser Tarot over the weekend. So expect another card of the day. And please follow me on social media at Tarot by Hilary with one L on most of the social media accounts across the board. And if you'd like to book a reading with me or a tapping session with me, you can do so at tarotbyhilary.com. Aw, Katie, you're so sweet. Staple of your week too? Awesome. Like, that makes me feel so warm and fuzzy and good. So thank you all so much for watching. Once again, I am Hilary, professional tarot reader and EFT tapping practitioner, here to demystify the mystical and put you in touch with the most beautiful of gifts, your own intuition, because, my friends, you do have that gift. It is your intuition. You do have it. I believe in you. Oh, and Anne's here. Anne was watching quietly in the wings, I'm sure. You're very, very welcome, Anne. And I will see you all again next week. Same bat time, same bat channel, Friday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a fabulous week, and see you then. Bye.
They basically have 3 Jake Allens on their team, and now they just